Thank you, everybody. This is a history session, and so we want to start off by talking about the long history of mapping that NAFI's built up and then you can use. This is NAFI in 2003 on the left there, and that's today's size. So as you can see, a lot's changed. We've changed the font, it's the main thing. But also the area, of course, is much larger. We've got a lot more tools, but the guts of it is the same. It's trying to get, and I should point out that the idea for the site didn't come from us. It came from fire managers who requested we develop such a tool, including Indigenous fire managers. And the idea has been to try and develop accurate fire scar mapping, other data like hotspots, and to get a system that helps people in some way manage country. This is really the only site in Australia that does this on this scale. And in doing so, it's been pretty popular. So this shows the number of users per year by number of computers that are accessing that main map, and you can see it's continued to be more and more used, and even recently it's tripled its use since 2015. And so over that time, what else has grown is the actual fire history that we're able to provide. We now have 22 years of fire history, and it's that fire history that is a really unique resource, and we can develop all sorts of tools that can help you from that long fire history. And so that's what we'll cover next.
Thank you. So one of these new tools that we've got coming on board is the Savanna Monitoring and Evaluation Reporting Framework, SMERF. I'll show you a bit of a video of that and how you can access it. So it's a basic property specific reporting site that's going to replace Infinet, and it's got 7 metrics that it reports on. It's an online interface which builds on long-term history of burn area information provided by NAFI, which is one of the best long-term at-scale fire history data sets that we know of. Within the dashboard are drop-down menus which allow you to select specific property areas of interest, and it's gone way past where I'm at. Sorry, I don't know how to... Can I stop it? No. Great. Awesome. Can we get that to play again, please? And maybe fast forward it. So basically, you can explore the seasonality, early or late, over set time periods. And at the dashboard will provide you with maps and graph information on that. There are 5 frequency metrics, both over 5 or 10 year periods currently, and it also covers the late dry season, showing the number of time burnt in a specific area. Time since last burnt provides an indication of fuel age, so now I'm well in front of it, which is also available in the late dry season. I may as well just let you read it. Sorry. And so basically all of these metrics can be exported into a PDF file. At the moment it's a basic PDF file, but we're working at creating it, improving that so that you can download the data in a CSV file, and different JPEG pictures of the maps and that sort of thing to help with your reporting. So it's a really cool tool. Check it out online, look for the SMERF dashboard, and it's a prime example of how looking at our past can help inform our future.
Thanks, Terry. So another way that we can use the long-term fire history data to inform the future of fire management is a fire ridge metric. So this is an idea originally developed by Ben Lewis, who's here somewhere, I think. A brilliant idea where you add all of the fire edges over a long period of time together, and it shows you where fires have essentially stopped. Now, if we divide that sum of fire ridges by the number of times that a fire has occurred in the location, you get a sense of a stopping power of each feature in a landscape. And it's really bringing out the obvious, mostly, which is roads, rivers, fence lines and cliff lines. But it can be a really useful extra tool to sort of really hone in on what's stopping fire in your landscape. Another project that I've had over the last couple of years, working with North Kimberley Fire Management Groups, is developing a very long-term fine-scale fire history. So sort of using that sort of coarser motor scale NAFI data. We've used Landsat and Sentinel-2. And producing the fire edge mapping from that gives you this really very detailed sort of sense of what is stopping fires in your landscape. I would like to hit that fire edge web interface button there and show you how it works online, but I think in this setup today it's going to be far too complicated to do that. But if you go to I'll just go back. If you go to NAFI and the fire information button, it'll take you to a web interface where you can explore these data sets in detail and actually look at current hotspots and previous years burnt, so to give you a bit of a sense of where fire is going to move through your landscape. This is that just describing that North Kimberley fire mapping project with a little animation of fire spread. So we have 22 years of very high resolution fire mapping, over 115,000 square kilometres attributed by day of burn, whereby we can sort of explore fire spread through the landscape. So this was a couple of years of my fire mapping work, but really useful outcome. And I think the North Kimberley groups will talk about that a little bit further. And that's where you get to that fire edge link. And I just wanted to mention briefly that higher resolution mapping is really very powerful. We've got Jay Evans, who is doing that for all of that North Kimberley area. We've got a collaboration with Bushfires NT, which is ongoing, slowly developing that very high resolution fire mapping resource for the Darwin rural down to Litchfield area. And if you see on the top right, you just open that little button which gives you direct access to the current high-res burnt area data set, so well worth checking out. The difference, for example, in the Darwin rural area, this is the motor scale mapping. I'm the one that does it, so I know how dodgy it is. But if you have the fine scale mapping, you get a much better resolution about what's going on in your country, so really quite very useful. Now I'll hand back to the father of NAFI.
Thank you, Rod. So this is NAFI 4, so this is the next version, which we're going to be launching this year, hopefully before most of the fire season. What we're doing here is essentially the same, but we're trying to simplify the menus, which is the feedback. There's a lot of menus on the current NAFI, so a lot of people don't realise that the stuff exists. It's because it's buried in a menu. And we're going to simplify the menus. For example, downloading data will be attached to the layer instead of being often hived off somewhere. And the other thing we're doing is we're having extra layers for, say, the Bureau of Meteorology, trying to get into radar layers, for example, which are quite useful for working out where it's been raining in your country. And if you want to see a closer look at NAFI 4, we've got a session tomorrow where we're talking about some tools for Savanna burning, and you can come to that and we can show you the site close up, or just approach me and I can take you off and show you, because we're keen to get some feedback on the prototype site we've got at the moment.
And when are we hoping on launching NAFI 4?
Yes, as I did mention that, but hopefully this year, hopefully before most of the fire season.